after we are successful, it's not that we have to live the way right now. Actually, every day should be a way how we live our life when we are successful, like how we dress up, how we talk to people, how we spend our day and things like that, because setting the tone is all about mindset basically, right? So we don't and when we start living that way, then everything starts connecting with each other. So when I was just going through that YouTube video, like don't waste your time and life, things like that. So like few words were very insightful, and they were very inspiring to me. Like we don't have to wait for certain time that okay, if I achieve this, then I will do that, or if I become successful, then I will do that. It's not like that. Success is like a mindset, and mindset is something like you only attract what you are. So if I start living the day, like living every day, like dressing up or talking to people, interacting, or living my life the way I want to live when I'm successful, maybe in small steps. Okay, but if my mindset is like that, then everything what I will do will not be so overwhelming to me, and everything will fall in place. So I think that kind of a mindset, I found it very inspiring and just thought of sharing with you. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Maniji, for sharing. Definitely, I will connect whatever you just said at the end when we discuss these chapters. Okay, thank you. Let's pick up the learning. Who wants to go? Deepaji?
Deepa and Shilpa both have written their names. Yeah.
Yeah, Deepa has written a name first, so we wait till she starts,
But
right?
I think she's messaged you, Shilpa, that if you want to go first, you go karke.
Start
Oh,
then.
okay, good.
Please start.
Wait just a minute. Let me get the whole screen. Yes. Oh, okay. This is a very nice question. What to do with your mind? Yeah. So, the meditation we teach is called insight meditation. As we have already said, the variety of possible objects of meditation is nearly unlimited, and human beings have used an enormous number down through the ages. Even within the Vipassana tradition, there are variations. There are meditation teachers who teach their students to follow the breath by watching the rise and fall of the abdomen. Others recommend focusing attention on the touch of the body against a cushion or hand against hand or feeling of one leg against the other. The method we are explaining here, however, is considered the most traditional and is probably what Gautama Buddha taught his students. The Patana Sutta, the Buddha's original discourse on mindfulness, specifically says that one must begin by focusing the attention on the breathing and then go to note all other physical and mental phenomena that arise. We sit watching the air going in and out of our noses. At first glance, this seems an exceedingly odd and useless procedure. Before going on to specific instructions, let us examine the reason behind it. The first questions we might have is why use any focus of attention at all? We are, after all, trying to develop awareness. Why not just sit down and be aware of whatever happens to be present in the mind? In fact, there are meditations of that nature. They are sometimes referred to as unstructured meditation, and they are quite difficult. The mind is tricky. Thought is an inherently complicated procedure. By that, we mean that we become trapped, wrapped up, and stuck in the thought chain. One thought leads to another, which leads to another, and another, and another, and so on. 15 minutes later, we suddenly wake up and realize we spent that whole time stuck in a daydream or sexual fantasy or a set of worries about our bills or whatever. There is a difference between being aware of a thought and thinking a thought. The difference is very subtle. It is primarily a matter of feeling or texture. A thought you are simply aware of with bare attention feels light in texture. There's a sense of distance between the thoughts and the awareness viewing it. It arises lightly like a bubble and it passes away without necessarily giving rise to the next thought in that chain. Normal conscious thought is much heavier in texture. It is ponderous, commanding, and compulsive. It sucks you in and grabs control of consciousness. By its very nature, it is obsessional and leads straight to the next thought in the chain, with apparently no gap between them. Conscious thoughts set up a corresponding tension in the body, such as muscular contraction or a quickening of the heartbeat. But you won't feel tension until it grows to actual pain, because normal conscious thought is also greedy. It grabs all your attention and leaves none to notice its own effect. The difference between being aware of the thought and thinking the thought is very real, but it is extremely subtle and difficult to see. Concentration is one of the tools needed to be able to see this difference. With deep concentration has the effect of slowing down the thought process and speeding up the awareness viewing it. The result is the enhanced ability to examine the thought process. Concentration is our microscope for viewing subtle internal states. We use the focus of attention to achieve one pointedness of mind with calm and constantly applied attention. Without a fixed reference point, you get lost, overcome by the ceaselessness waves of change flowing round and round within the mind. We use breath as our focus. It serves as the vital reference point from which the mind wanders and is drawn back. Distractions cannot be seen as distraction unless there is some central focus to be distracted from. That is the frame of reference against which we can view the incessant changes and interruptions that go on all the time as part of our normal thinking. Ancient Pali texts like meditation to the liken meditation to the process of taming a wild elephant. The procedure in those days was to tie a newly captured animal to a post with a good strong rope. When you do this, the elephant is not happy. He screams and tramples and pulls against the rope for days. Finally, it sinks through the skull that he can get away and he settles down. At this point, you can begin to feed him and to handle him with some measure of safety. Eventually, you can dispense with the rope and post altogether and train your elephant for various tasks. Now you have got a tamed elephant that can be put to useful work. In the analogy, the wild elephant is your wildly active mind. The rope is mindfulness. And the post is your object of meditation, your breathing. The tamed elephant who emerges from this process. Oh, wait a minute. Where is it? Okay. Thank you. The tamed elephant who emerges from this process is a well-trained, concentrated mind that can then be used for the exceedingly tough job of piercing the layers of illusion that obscure reality. Meditation tames the mind. I repeat, Meditation tames the mind. The next question we need to address is, why choose breathing as a primary object of meditation? Why not something a bit more interesting? Answers to this are numerous. A useful object of meditation should be one that promotes mindfulness. It should be portable, easily available, and cheap. It should be something that will not embroil us in those states of mind from which we are trying to free ourselves, such as greed, anger, and, and delusion. Breathing satisfies all these criteria and more. Breathing is something common to every human being. We all carry it with us wherever we go. It is always there, constantly available, never ceasing from birth till death, and it costs nothing. Breathing is a non conceptual process, a thing that can be experienced directly without a need for thought. Furthermore, it is a very living process, an aspect of life that is in constant change. The breath moves in cycle, inhalation, exhalation, breathing in and breathing out. Thus, it is a miniature model of life itself. The sensation of breath is subtle, yet it is quite distinct when you learn to tune into it. It takes a bit of an effort to find it. Yet anybody can do it. You've got to work at it, but not too hard. For all these reasons, breathing makes an ideal object of meditation. Breathing is normally an involuntary process, proceeding at its own pace without a conscious will. Yet, a single act of will can slow it down or speed up, make it long and smooth or short and choppy. The balance between involuntary breathing and forced manipulation of breath is quite delicate, and there are lessons to be learned here on the nature of will and desire. Then, too, that point at the tip of the nostril can be viewed as a sort of window between the inner and outer worlds. It is a nexus point, an energy transfer spot where stuff from the outside world moves in and becomes a part of what we call me, and where a part of me flows forth to merge with the outside world. There are lessons to be learned here about self identity and how we form it. Breath is a phenomenon common to all living things. A true experiential understanding of the process moves you closer to other living beings. It shows you your inherent connectedness with all of life. Finally, breathing is a present moment process. By that, we mean it is always occurring in the here and now. We don't normally live in the present, of course. We spend most of our time caught up in memories of the past or of, okay, now I've lost it, or looking ahead to the future, full of worries and plans. The breath has none of that other timeness. When we truly observe the breath, we are automatically placed in the present. We are pulled out of the morass of mental images and into a bare experience of the here and now. In this sense, breath is a living slice of reality. A mindful observation of such a miniature model of life itself leads to insights that are broadly applicable to the rest of our experience. Would Deepa, would you like to continue?
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you,
you very
Shilpa.
much. Thank you, all of you.
The first step in using the breath as an object of meditation is to find what are you looking for? Is the physical, tactile sensation of the air that passes in and out of the nostril. This is usually just inside the tip of the nose, but the exact spot varies from one person to another, depending on the shape of the nose. To find your point, take a quick deep breath and notice the point just inside the nose or on the upper lip, where you have the most distinct sensation of passing air. Now, exhale and notice the sensation at the same point. It is from this point that you will follow the whole passage of breath. Once you have located your own breath point with clarity, don't deviate from that spot. Use the single point in order to keep your attention fixed. Without having selected such a point, you will find yourself moving in and out of the nose, going up and down the windpipe, eternally chasing after the breath, which you can never catch because it keeps changing, moving, and flowing. If you ever sawed wood, you already know the trick. As a carpenter, you don't stand there watching the saw blade going up and down. You will get dizzy. You fix your attention on the spot where the teeth of the blade dig into the wood. It is the only way you can saw a straight line. As a meditator, you focus your attention on the single spot of sensation inside the nose. From this vantage point, you watch the entire movement of breath, clear and collected attention. Make no attempt to control the breath. This is not a breathing exercise of the sort done in yoga. Focus on the natural and spontaneous movement of the breath. Don't try to regulate it or emphasize it in any way. Most beginners have some trouble in this area. In order to help themselves focus on the sensation, they unconsciously accentuate their breathing. The result is a forced and unnatural effort that actually inhibits concentration rather than helping it. Don't increase the depth of your breath or its sound. This latter point is especially important in group meditation. Loud breathing can be a real annoyance to those around you. Just let the breath move naturally, as if you were asleep. Let go and allow the process to go along at its own rhythm. This sounds easy, but it is trickier than you think. Do not be discouraged if you find your own will getting in the way. Just use that as an opportunity to observe the nature of conscious intention. Watch the delicate interrelation between the breath, the impulse to control the breath, and the impulse to cease controlling the breath. You may find it frustrating for a while, but it is highly profitable as a learning experience, and it is a passing phase. Eventually, the breathing process will move along under its own steam, and you will feel no impulse to manipulate. At this point, you will have learned a major lesson about your own compulsive need to control the universe. Breathing, which seems so mundane and uninteresting at first glance, is actually an enormously complex and fascinating process. It is full of delicate variations, if you look. That is a that is inhalation and exhalation, long breath and short breath, deep breath, shallow breath, smooth breath, and rugged breath. These categories combine with one another in subtle and intricate ways. Observe the breath closely, fairly steady. You find enormous variations and a constant cycle of repeated patterns. It is like a symphony. Don't Observe just the bare outline of the breath. There is more to see here than just an in-breath and an out-breath. Every breath has a beginning, middle, and end. Every inhalation goes through a process of birth, growth, and death, and every exhalation does the same. The depth and speed of your breathing changes according to your emotional state. The thought that flows through your mind and the sounds you hear study these phenomena. You will find them fascinating. This does not mean, however, that you should be sitting there having a little conversation with yourself inside your head. There is a short, rugged breath, and there is a deep, long one. I wonder what's next. No, that is not vipassana. That is thinking. You will find this sort of thing happen, especially in the beginning. This too is a passing phase. Simply note the phenomenon and return your attention towards observation of the sensation of breath. Mental distractions will happen again, but turn your attention to your breath again and again and again and again for as long as it takes until it does not happen anymore. When you first begin in this when you first begin this procedure, expect to face some difficulty. Your mind will wander off constantly, darting around like a drunken bumblebee and zooming off on wild tangents. Try not to worry. The monkey mind phenomenon is well known. It is something that every advanced meditator has had to deal with. They are pushed through it one way or another, and so can you. When it happens, just note the fact that you have been thinking, daydreaming, worrying, or gently, I'm sorry, worrying or whatever, gently but firmly, without getting upset or judging yourself or straying. Simply return to the simple physical sensation of the breath. Then do it again. The next time and again and again. The next time and again and again and again. Somewhere in this process, you will come face to face with the sudden and shocking realization that you're completely crazy. Your mind is a shrieking, gibberish madhouse on wheels, barreling pell-mell down the hill, utterly out of control and hopeless. No problem. You are not crazier than you were yesterday. It has always been this way, and you just never noticed. You are now, you are also no crazier than everybody else around you. The only real difference is that you have confronted the situation. They have not. So they still feel relatively comfortable. This does not mean that you are better off. Ignorance may be bliss, but it does not lead to liberation. So don't let this realization unsettle you. It is a milestone, actually, a sign of real progress. The very fact that you have looked at the problem straight in the eyes means that you are on your way up and out of it. In the wordless observation of the breath, there are two states to be avoided: thinking and sinking. The thinking mind manifests most clearly as the monkey mind phenomenon we have just been we have just been discussing. The sinking mind is almost the reverse. As a general term, sinking mind denotes any dimming of awareness. At its best, it's a sort of mental vacuum in which there is no thought, no observation of the breath, no awareness of anything. It is a gap, a formless mental gray area, rather like a dreamless sleep. Sinking mind is a void. Vipassana meditation is an active function. Concentration is a strong, energetic attention to one single item. Awareness is a bright, clean alertness. Samadhi and sati. These are the two faculties we wish to cultivate. And sinking mind contains neither. At its worst, it will put you to sleep. Even at its best, it will simply waste your time. When you find you have fallen into the state of sinking mind, just note the fact and return your attention to the sensation of breathing. Observe the tactile sensation of the in breath. Feel the touch sensation of the out breath. Breathe in, breathe out, and watch happens. When you have been doing that for some time, perhaps weeks or months, you will begin to sense the touch as a physical object. Simply continue the process. Breathe in and breathe out. Watch what happens. As your concentration deepens, you will have less and less trouble with the monkey mind. Your breathing will slow down and you will trick it more and more clearly with fewer and fewer interpretations. You begin to experience a state of great calm in which you enjoy complete freedom from those things we call psychic irritants. No greed, lust, envy, jealousy, and hatred. Agitation goes away. Fear flees. These are beautiful, clear, blissful states of mind. They are temporary, and you will end what the meditation ends. No, I'm sorry. Meditation goes away. Fear flees. These are beautiful, clear, blissful states of mind. They are temporary and they will end when the meditation ends. Yet, even these brief experiences will change your mind. This is not liberation, but these are stepping stones on the path that leads in that direction. Do not, however, expect instant bliss. Even these stepping stones take time and effort and patience. The meditation experience is not a competition. There is a definite goal, but there is no timetable. What you're doing is digging your way deeper and deeper through layers of illusion towards realization of the supreme truth of existence. The process itself is fascinating and fulfilling. It may be enjoyed for its own sake. There is no need to rush. At the end of a well done meditation session, you will feel a delightful freshness of mind. It is a peaceful, buoyant, and joyous energy which you can then apply to the problems of daily life, daily living. This in itself is reward enough. The purpose of meditation is not to deal with problems. However, and problem solving ability is a fringe benefit and should be regarded as such. If you place too much emphasis on the problem solving aspect, you will find your attention turning to those problems during the session, sidetracking concentration. Don't think about your problem during your practice. Push them aside very gently. How much more is there? Anyone else wants to continue? Okay, in that case, I'll just take a break. Take a break from all the worrying and planning. Let your meditation be a complete vacation. Trust yourself, trust your own ability to deal with these issues later, using the energy and freshness of mind that you built up during your meditation. Trust yourself this way, and it will actually occur. Don't set goals for yourself that are too high to reach. Be gentle with yourself. You're trying to follow your own breathing continuously and without a break. That sounds easy enough. So you will have a tendency at the outset to push yourself to be scrupulous and exact. This is unrealistic. Take time in small units instead. At the beginning of an inhalation, make the resolve to follow the breath just for the period of that one inhalation. Even this is not so easy, but at least it can be done. Then, at the start of the exhalation, resolve to follow the breath just for that one exhalation all the way through. You will still fail repeatedly, but keep at it. Every time you stumble, start over. Take it one breath at a time. This is the level of the game where you can actually win. Stick at it. Fresh resolve with every breath cycle. Tiny units of time. Observe each breath with care and precision, taking it one split second on top of the another, with fresh resolve piled one on top of the other. In this way, continuous, unbroken awareness will eventually result. Mindfulness of breathing is a present time awareness. When you're doing it properly, you are aware only of what is occurring in the present. You don't look back, you don't look forward. You forget about the last breath and you don't anticipate the next one. When the inhalation is just beginning, you don't look ahead to the end of the inhalation. You don't skip forward to the exhalation, which is to follow. You stay right there with what is actually taking place. The inhalation is beginning, and that is what you pay attention to. That and nothing else. The, this meditation is a process of retraining the mind. The state you are aiming for is one in which you're totally aware of everything that is happening in your own perpetual universe, exactly the way it happens, exactly when it is happening. Total, unbroken awareness in present time. This is an incredible high goal and not to be reached all at once. It takes practice, so we start small. We start by becoming totally aware of one small unit of time, just one single inhalation. And when you succeed, you're on your way to a whole new experience of life. The chapter ends there. Do we stop now? What's the time?
I think we'll stop.
Yeah.
We'll stop. We'll stop here.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
It was a beautiful chapter. And I always am amazed, like the way the author goes in so much detail about everything. That's amazing.
Yeah, today's reading was really awesome, and the way author explains, I haven't seen a book written in English in such a simple language for meditation. Meditation, yeah, there are lots, hundreds and millions of videos available on YouTube, but the way this book explains each and every single step is actually reading these lines is itself is a meditation. So that's why I like what Saurabh said last time. I will share the link of YouTube uh, to listen to this particular book, in this thing. So I do that. So it is again for the repeated reading of the same chapters, because whatever author explains in this, it needs to be synced in your mind, while doing the meditation. That is a simple suggestion from my end, because when author says that you need to be resolute or resolve while doing the meditation, there should not be forceful attempt. Actually, there are no efforts involved. So yes, you need to do this particular preparation beforehand, because as author explained, the thinking is different from observing the thoughts in your mind. So these are the two different altogether different processes, when you are thinking and when you're observing your thoughts. So these are the two different things. So yeah, definitely I want you all to read this and practice this thing. Yeah. Anyone else has a sharing or any takeaway from today's reading? Anyone? Shilpa ji, Deepa ji, Manish?
Yeah, what I found most
Yeah.
insightful.
Today again, stabilize the mind, which is
Sorry, Deepa ji,
wandering
come
away.
again.
Yeah, I'm audible, right?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, today we were reading about this how to capture this wandering mind.
Yeah.
With our breathing technique and being mindful. So again, it is very useful. And as you said, in very simple language, a very simple way the writer has gone about explaining this. So that is my takeaway in today's reading. Thank you.
Awesome. 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 Thank you. Thank you, Deepaji, for that. Manishji, you were saying something.
Yeah, basically, when the author says the meditation is like taming your mind, so it's just like when you do meditation, you feel stress free, you become peaceful at your mind, and when you are at peace, then uh, like your mind is complete, your body is in complete balance, in harmony with the heart, body, and soul. So, and you can feel fully relaxed and you have no tension, nothing. So it's just like taming your mind. So if you can control your mind, then mind is your best friend. If you can't control it, then mind is your best enemy, just like that. So you have to tame your mind using meditation, and so yeah, to bring more clarity, focus, control on your mind and then on your body, so that you can have a you can be peaceful, you can be stress free, and everything fall in place. Yeah. And it's just like saying no to meditation is like saying no to dreams. So, and when you are at peace with yourself, you feel stress free, you are out of fear, and then you are more you are more full of energy, and you are more ready to take inspired action, basically. So this is what matters, actually.
Thank you. Thank you, Manishji, for that. Shilpaji,
Okay,
Samina.
so um, you have got a lot of insights, Manishji. Um, so, Malinji, we have already spoken a little bit about in this uh, regard, in the sense that there's no expectation out of the meditation. And even when it says that taming the mind, I ask myself, is the breath taming the mind, or the mind is taming the breath? I think we need to figure out here the connection, what it has, and what it does to the body. And this is just one point of, I mean, he is really very, very explained um, how breath is an object that can be, it's always there until we die. So we don't have to go out of our way to find something. And I think, when he says taming the mind, I remember Thich Nhat Hanh once, when I was present at his discourse, and we all know about this. Um, Everywhere it's mentioned that the mind is like a monkey. Yeah, and I was surprised that this um, analogy was not used, or the metaphor was not used about the mind with monkeys. Instead, the story of the elephant was brought in, and that was quite a refreshing change, because I've just been to Matheran, and I've seen how the monkeys keep on jumping from one end to the other, and they're so smart the way they follow human beings to get their food. And if you just observe that, you realize what the mind is doing. Um, our I don't like to put an intention or a goal or an aim to meditation, because it's much more than that. Um, but at the beginning, when we sit, is just to be present. And this peace that comes through it, and all the other things that are the side effects of meditation, they come, according to me, through different reasons. But having no expectation and just sitting for the sake of sitting. I know you follow Milanji, you're following Nitya Shanti, right? Wasn't there a story about this? About for the sake. It was about the beggar. Milanji, do you remember the story of the beggar?
No,
Of
I
of
remember.
of there was a person who was sitting at the temple and he was getting food, and the king comes and he gets free food, but this person does not take part in any temple activities. He's just sitting over there. So the king asks someone to from the temple people. He asks them about this guy. What is he doing and how long has he been here and all that. So he finds out that this person has been here for some time, and he only sits there. He doesn't do anything. So the king engages in conversation with him and asks him, um, I've seen you here and you've got your prasad, and I wanted to ask you, what do you do? And he says, oh king, I just do nothing. And he says, what do you mean by you do nothing? He says, I just do nothing, and I have been told that um, doing nothing is very difficult. So the king starts laughing and he says, really? So this guy says, you could try if you would like. So he also sits for some time, for a few minutes, and he tries to do nothing. And then the king gets up and he says, see, I tried it and it was very easy. And this person says, you weren't doing nothing. You were thinking of the elephants or something else, about his kingdom. He says, you were thinking about that. So the king was surprised.
Breaking for me, Shilpa. I don't know if it is for everyone else too. Is it breaking or are you guys able to listen? But just for me.
No, it's all right. It's
Okay,
you are able
sorry.
to
I'm so
listen.
sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Please,
And so the king was very, very surprised that this person could read his thoughts. And then he was offered a second piece of prasad. So he should get two pieces of the cake or whatever the offering is, and he should be not disturbed, and the king realized it is very difficult to do nothing, to do just nothing. So
So
the
Shilpa,
goals,
yeah,
yes, Manishi?
yeah. What is the point here?
The point here is not to have any goal for meditation, not to have any expectation for meditation. You are doing the meditation for the sake of meditation. Even Steve Jobs
Yeah.
once mentioned that he was not meditating to be more creative or anything. Just meditate for the sake of meditation. And as the author says, also there are different objects for meditation. Take an object which is easy for you. And how that meditation will work with you It's not always the same for everybody. That's what I have understood, and that's what I practice. I sit there. I sit for meditation for the sake of meditation. Nothing to gain or nothing to lose. Because throughout life, you're doing something some transaction is happening. In meditation, there is no transaction. Manishi, this is my way of thinking. Huh? I have had my parents were really. My father was. I know him only right from the day when I was born, and I realized he has been very. He had
Your voice
been
is breaking.
very.
Your voice is breaking. Yeah.
And so does my mom. She hardly sleeps 4 hours.
Shilpaji, your voice is breaking.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay. I don't know why this happens when I'm at home. The Wi-Fi keeps jumping from my neighbors to mine and mine to my neighbors. I don't know why
Yeah.
it happens.
Monkey mind and Wi-Fi.
Just yeah.
yeah.
That was that
That
was so
was
good.
that
Also,
was a fast one, Manish ji. That
as
means
in,
you are that was a good one.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, every object has its own intention, right? So when you say when you do meditation, just do meditation for the sake of meditation, but actually you're making your mind peaceful, right? You are making yourself stress free. So it's just like every body organ is doing its intention, right? So just like that. So meditation is also like that.
No, Manishi, when you say it is making peaceful, how? Then my question to you is how?
It relaxes your mind
How does
by
it relax your mind?
by breathing exercises and by
No, but
using
then I can,
meditation technique.
that means I can do breathing exercise. I don't need to sit for meditation.
No, no, that is one part of meditation, I'm saying.
Yeah, so
See, when I'm
Hello, can
focusing
I
on
add
my
something
breath,
here?
yeah, yeah.
Hello, hello. Yeah. Okay. First of all, okay. Again, this is not a coaching session or something. This topic itself is this thing like the last 2,500 Buddhas speak about meditation, and there are millions of different type of meditation. So this is not something which me or Shilpaj or anyone can cover in these small sessions. But very simple thing we need to understand that whenever we talk about meditation, someone talk about the breathing exercise and this thing. So as I said to you before, Ashtanga yoga, pranayam is one of the limb and meditation is one of the limb. So those both are the separate practices. Okay. Yes, many gurus or many masters, they or meditation teachers, they say that okay, first do the breathing exercise. Yes, once we complete the 5 minutes of breathing exercise, and then they start meditation. Okay, so definitely they get the benefits of the breathing techniques or whatever the pranayam or anulom vilom, whichever the practice they do. I'm not denying that this thing, but yes, both are different practices. Okay, meditation is different from breathing technique, first of all. Second, whenever they uses this elephant analogy or monkey mind, or the word which Manish used, taming. Taming is normally used for the horses. Okay, this is for our explanation. This is just to explain that how our minds work. Okay, I personally do not like to name my mind like this, like monkey mind. No. Okay, if something is wandering, who is that? Okay, when I say that my mind is wandering or my mind is monkey mind, your mind is not separate from you. You are making yourself separate and saying that okay, so you are blaming your mind that it is wandering and it is a thousand told. No, you are your mind. Okay, so you need to take that responsibility. It is not your mind is wandering. Okay, so you can't just blame your mind and just label it like it is a monkey mind, or it is like elephant, or taming your mind. So whole idea of meditation, what author tried to explain here, and Shilpa ji touched that line, it is doing nothing. But we are so used to thinking of doing. It is very hard to understand that doing nothing is possible. Okay, it is hard to understand. Okay, but that is the beauty of meditation and the practice of meditation. It is not something to discuss or something to this thing preach about. When you sit for the meditation, okay, slowly after practice, you realize that, oh, it's actually possible to get rid of thoughts. Okay, like if I sit for the meditation, if any office thought comes into my mind, like, oh, I need to attend this meeting and this and that, okay, absolutely fine. Okay, that meeting is there, I accept that thought, and it pass away. Okay, it happens in one meeting, one sitting, second sitting, third sitting, and after say 15 or 20 sitting, you realize that, okay, this office thought comes and it goes. Now why that office thought come? Because yes, it has a purpose. So I'm not at all against my mind. If thought comes like clouds, let them come, then it goes. In 50-20 sitting of meditation, they realize, okay, whichever thought comes, they come and go. That is the beauty of the thought, that they come and they come to go, and you are there enjoying the meditation because you are doing nothing. Okay, so in meditation you do not, but again, it is very hard to understand that you are sky and the thoughts are cloud. Okay, so they're absolutely okay. And whatever Manishji said, all the things what he said, that you get the relaxation in your body, get relaxation, these are all benefits of the meditation, that 100% will come. But we are not sitting there to get those benefits. Relaxation happens if I take a deep breath. Even if you do it now, deep breath, your mind get relaxed, because it actually affects your autonomous nervous system actually. So it is all we design in that way. Okay, if you take the deep breath, you feel relaxed. So in the same way, all the benefits of meditation will come. But again, meditation is to do nothing. There is nothing to achieve in meditation, absolutely no expectation. Those all the benefits will come, but just sit for the meditation and just observe the breath. Okay, do nothing. Okay, absolutely, you don't have to do anything there. So author explain you how to sit for the meditation and observe your breath. So your job is to bring your mind back to breathing. Okay, I was really surprised. I will share one video after this session, which you will understand the difference between what Maniji said, taming your mind or calming your thoughts. Okay, no need to do that. And I like the sentence he said, that everything will fall in place. Okay, that video will explain you how everything falls in place. Okay, and the second is the Shazon Berg. Sharon, she is she's a master in US, and she has her own university teaching meditation. When she first visited India, someone, like to practice meditation, again the same this thing. Some She said, oh, this is such a simple example. See, it's a simple practice just to just to bring your mind or back to breathing. Such a simple this thing. But when she sat for the meditation very first time, she thought, her master said that you need to focus on breath. She thought, oh, it was such a simple practice. I can do it. What a hard thing to do it. This is a simple meditation. I can do it easily. Why it is taking so much years and months to practice this? So she sat for the meditation, and she found her mind wander 800 times. She actually, after that, she started counting. Okay, but she's surprised that it is not that easy. And yeah, she's master meditator and awesome speaker. Yeah, but that's the thing, you need to listen to these masters and get to spiritual insight. But at the end, it goes to practice. Okay, no one can teach you meditation. Absolutely, no one can teach you meditation. You need to sit and practice and get those insights. So that's why author call it is insight meditation. But I love the discussion, and definitely this is all journey. But definitely the videos supporting this I will share, and watch that video. It is just 2 minutes. You will, on the spot, you will get the idea. You do not have to do anything. Just sit. Everything will fall in place. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Anyone wants to share? Otherwise, we'll close the session. Anyone have any question? We'll take that question tomorrow. But yeah, nice book reading. Anyone?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, thank you. It was beautiful
Thank you.
listening
Yeah.
to everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you.
Samyaji. Okay. Yeah. Please do watch the video and share your comments. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.